Hello everyone! With my recent updated video on how to make a basic Pillager column using the most recent syntax on Bedrock Edition, I thought I'd include a portion in that video on how to make it in Java Edition. It turns out it's much less simple than I thought, which is why I'm now making it a standalone video. So stay tuned if you want to learn a bit about the differences between Bedrock and Java Edition commands. The first couple of steps are unchanged. Search for and pick the location where you want your Pillager army column to go, and then figure out which direction you want your pillagers to march by using a locator map or F3 mode. Then, make a path 9 blocks wide, however long you want it to be. Once again, I'll mark the starting end with green terracotta and the other end with red terracotta just for visual reference. At the starting end, place down a 3x5 block of armor stands in the center of the pathway. These mark where the pillagers will spawn. Next, go ahead and use your anvil to put a name on one name tag, and name all of the armor stands except the one in the direct center. I'll use the name Start. Create a second name tag for the armor stand in the direct center. For that one, I'll use the name Center. Then, find the armor stand that is in the middle of the front row. Count 5 blocks in front of the armor stand and dig up that block. Replace the block underneath it with a block of your choice. I'll use red wool. This reference point will be used to spawn in the pillagers at the correct time and spacing, since tick delay doesn't exist on Java Edition. At the end of the path, instead of digging up the 5 middle blocks, dig up the entire 2 last rows of 9 at the end. Underneath them, we're going to place a different block type that will mark the end of the path and kill the pillagers when they walk over it. I'll use cobblestone. Once I've done that, I'll place the path blocks back over the cobblestone. Now we're ready to write our 6 commands. That might not sound like much, but it's double the amount we used in the Bedrock Edition tutorial, mainly because Java Edition is missing some features that greatly simplify commands on Bedrock, mainly easy tick delay and being able to spawn in mobs with custom names easily. Our first 2 commands are simple and should be written in repeating command blocks. This first one will make the pillagers walk, but depending on which direction you want your pillagers to go, it will change slightly. Since my pillagers will be walking north, I will teleport my pillagers negative 0.1 blocks in the Z direction every tick. If your pillagers will be walking a different way, you will be using one of the other commands shown on screen. The second command is as shown on screen, which will kill the pillagers once they reach the end of the pathway and step above the cobblestone we placed earlier. Now we get to the summoning commands. The first will be in an impulse command block. This will spawn the first pillager on the direct center armor stand, which I named Center, triggering the rest of the pillagers to spawn. We'll also give the pillager a name and other properties using MBT data. We'll spawn in the pillager with the tag Captain, holding a crossbow, and with the custom name Normal. You can use whatever tag name and custom name you want, just be sure to follow the syntax exactly and use these names in the rest of the commands. Now we're on to the last 3. We'll be making a chain of 3 command blocks, starting off with a repeating command block that should be left as redstone activated. The first will be this command, which will remove the captain tag off of the pillagers we spawn in when they walk over the red wool that I placed earlier. The red wool block marks where the pillager in the center of the formation should be when the next formation spawns. In short, every time a new block of pillagers walk over the red wool, the center one will have its tag of captain removed, triggering the next block of pillagers to spawn in. We simply remove the tag to trigger the following conditional commands to run, and to make sure the spawning of the next group can't be triggered twice in a row. Since I can't view these commands in a larger window like in Bedrock Edition, I will briefly walk through each one. Starting from the top, first we use an execute command to select all pillagers named Normal with the tag Captain, and make all following subcommands run as if the pillager executed them. Then we use the second execute command to make the command run at the location of all pillagers meeting the criteria. Then we use the third subcommand to make the command only run for all pillagers that meet the previous criteria and have a red wool block beneath them. Then we have the command itself, which is to remove the tag Captain from the pillagers. Written as an if-then statement, this command would be, if there are any pillagers with the tag Captain that have a red wool block 1 block underneath their current position, then remove the tag Captain from them. The second command block in the chain should be a conditional chain command block. It will spawn in another pillager with the tag Captain and name Normal on the center armor stand. Starting from the top again, at the location of every armor stand with the name Center, we're summoning a pillager with no AI, the tag Captain, holding a crossbow in its main hand, and with the name Normal. The last command block should also be a conditional chain command block that will spawn a pillager named Normal on the rest of the armor stands. starting from the top one last time, at the location of every armor stand with the name Start, we're summoning a Pillager with no AI holding a crossbow in its main hand and with the name Normal. And with that, go ahead and turn on all of your commands except for the Impulse command block. When you're ready to start, go ahead and flick that lever once, and the first Pillager will spawn in, along with the rest of the column. Make sure that the Pillagers die once they reach the end of the path and walk over the cobblestone. If they don't, there might be an issue with the command that's supposed to kill them when they do. Go ahead and delete and rewrite that command and see if that fixes it. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.